Antony has been missing from Manchester United for some time right now, while a police investigation has been underway for allegations made against Antony by former partners. Now, Manchester United have actually confirmed today, surprisingly, as far as I'm concerned, that Antony will be back training for Manchester United and available for selection for Man United. What I'm going to do in this video, I'm going to run through the full statement from Man United that has been released only a short period ago, explaining everything that's gone on, and I'm going to run through the full story, everything that's happened since I did my video a couple of weeks ago explaining everything with this Antony situation. Lots has developed since, but let me run through the full statement from Manchester United here, the official statement, okay? This is what it says. Manchester United have issued the following statement on Antony. Since allegations were first made in June, Antony has cooperated with police inquiries in both Brazil and the UK, and he continues to do so. As Antony's employer, Manchester United has decided that he will resume training at Carrington and be available for selection while police inquiries proceed. This will be kept under review pending further developments in the case. As a club, we condemn acts of violence and abuse. We recognise the importance of safeguarding all those involved in this situation and acknowledge the impact these allegations have on survivors of abuse. So that's the official statement from Manchester United confirming that Antony will actually be made available for selection again and will return. It won't be for anything to do with the Crystal Palace game this weekend. It'll be after this weekend for next week. So for the Galatasaray games, maybe for the Brentford games, that Antony will be available for selection. Now, I've done my previous video that sort of tried to summarise everything that was happening with the Antony case. There have been developments since, so let me bring you up to date and why Manchester United have released this statement. So, the case with Antony was complicated even more when there were fresh allegations from two other former partners. I think, is it Gabriella Cavallin was the first, and then Reisa de Freitas and Ingrid Lana were two more that came forward. Now, with one of those cases, this is the Telegraph here reporting that one of those cases was retracted in full. Okay, and that was the case from De Freitas. A law student claimed that she required hospital treatment in the wake of the alleged incident. Antony strenuously denies the allegations, and it is understood that this police report has been retracted in full. That was one of the allegations against Antony. Now, Antony returned to England this week from Sao Paulo. Was it Sao Paulo? Anyway, from Brazil. It doesn't matter where in Brazil he came back from. He returned, and this was a photo yesterday of him going to the police station in Greater Manchester, and this was a photo of him leaving the police station. Now, I don't know whether he was called in for questioning, whether he went in voluntarily for questioning, so I'm not going to say which one that is, because I don't actually know completely what the truth is. But the truth is that Antony did go in for police questioning yesterday. And as Manchester United released in their statement there, Antony has cooperated with police inquiries in both Brazil and the UK and continues to do so. Now, Antony, throughout this entire investigation, all the allegations, he has strenuously denied all of them. From all the partners, from Gabriella to Ingrid to, what was the name of the third one? Reisa. He's denied all of it. And he's been quite public in his denials as well, which I found quite, I don't know, I found it a bit dangerous. I don't know the right way to describe it. That he would speak so often and so publicly about an ongoing police investigation, because anything that is said can then be used as evidence. But Antony has, as has been said there by Manchester United, it's a really important word here when it comes to Antony. Where is it? Is it in there? Oh, no, it's not. It's not. No, it's not. I thought it was written there in the statement. My bad. But Antony has strenuously denied all of the allegations. And Manchester United now, clearly, as a football club, feel confident enough and they trust Antony enough, because that's a big part of this. Okay? Antony has strenuously denied everything. And given what's happened with our club recently with the Mason Greenwood situation, for Manchester United to allow Antony to return while the police investigation continues, they are definitely trusting Antony's denials of what's gone on. And as I said, Antony went to the police station yesterday in Greater Manchester to have his say, I suppose, or to allow cross-questioning by the police. He's given his own evidence to the case. Now, for of the 3 cases, Gabriella and the other 2 ladies, Racer is one police statement that's been retracted. I believe that was retracted in Brazil. But of course, there are allegations against Antony, both in the Brazilian police statements, or the police reports, and the Greater Manchester police reports. Both of these 2 things were ongoing at the same time. I'm a little bit surprised that United have taken the decision to do this whilst the police investigation is and the day after Antony gave his own evidence to the police. I would have expected Manchester United to let this settle for a little bit longer, let more develop and more happen. So, the only thing that we can presume at this point, and presumptions are extremely dangerous in cases like this, but the only thing we can presume at this point is that Manchester United are absolutely fully in support of Antony, and that they trust him, and that they trust his denials of all the accusations to the point where he is going to be allowed back in training. As I said, I'm a bit surprised about that. I think the safer option for the club would be to just distance everything and sort of let it pan out. Now, there's going to be people that are shouting innocent till proven guilty in the comments. But Manchester United, after everything that's happened with Mason Greenwood and the spotlight that was on the club, it's an interesting decision for them to allow Antony back in at this stage. Now, we don't know how long this case will continue for. We don't know what the outcome of this case will be. And no one's saying anything about innocence or guilt. It's just that as the police investigation was going on, I expected Manchester United to sort of distance themselves from it. But within 24 hours of Antony giving his own evidence to the Greater Manchester Police, the club have taken it upon themselves to allow Antony back. So Antony now will be able to return to Carrington. Antony will be able to be available for match selection. I doubt very much that's going to be as early as Galatasaray in midweek, and maybe not for the Brentford game either. Then there's an international break for another 2 weeks, so maybe Antony could be available. He could be available sooner than that. I don't know. Again, there's no point making the assumptions. But Manchester United have officially confirmed that Antony, as I said, let's read the statement one more time. Manchester United has decided that he will resume training at Carrington and be available for selection while police inquiries proceed. I'm surprised at that. I thought United would have taken what would have been the safer route as a football club to distance themselves from it whilst the police investigation is ongoing, given everything that's just happened with Mason Greenwood. But the club has taken a different stance on it. And the club has decided to allow Antony not only back in training, but Antony being available for selection. As I said, the developments that we know is that one of the cases against Antony has been dropped. There are still 2 ongoing investigations and allegations. And Antony has strenuously, throughout the entire process, from the very beginning, back in June, when it first came out, I remember his Instagram statements. He's released 2 or 3 separate Instagram statements, all completely strenuously denying. I think he was then releasing WhatsApp screenshots of messages. It all felt a bit strange for that to all be coming out in public, but he was defending himself and he felt confident enough to defend himself. And he's done that throughout this entire process. Yesterday, he gave that statement to the police. So I suppose we'll find out in the goodness of time what happens here. But Antony, he's been interviewed by the police, and Man United now are satisfied that he can come back. What's your reaction to that? Do you think that's the right thing to do by Manchester United? Do you think it's the smart thing to do? Do you think it's a correct thing to do? Or would you have preferred Manchester United to keep Antony sort of at the sidelines whilst the investigation still goes on? You can let me know what you think in the comments below. But there's every chance now that Antony's going to be available. Well, you have no idea on the fitness levels, but Antony will be available very soon for Manchester United, and he's back in training next week.